public services for illegal migrants. ESG, but for mass deportations. Housing enforcement.
ESG, but for mass deportations instead of DEI initiatives. Fucking love it.
Would change completely. Every landlord would be required to carry out right-to-rent checks at the beginning of every tenancy. Those who knowingly rent properties to illegal migrants would face severe financial penalties.
Oh, consequences for those that try to help and house migrants. Fuck yes.
And persistent offenders could face asset seizure and prosecution. HMO owners who impose gangs of feral illegal men on quiet British villages will be prosecuted. Public officials who knowingly place dangerous and unvetted migrants near schools and nurseries.
Which they do almost isn't that wild that they do that? Isn't that insane that he has to put that in there because it happens at such an alarming rate? He said feral. Sorry, my mind was on the chat.
On quiet British. Those who knowingly rent properties to illegal migrants would face severe financial penalties, and persistent offenders could face asset seizure and prosecution.
Beautiful.
HMO owners who impose
HMO, housing multiple occupants. That's if you own a house and you put as many illegal migrants in there as you possibly can, right? Even if it's a 3-bedroom house, you put like 10 dudes in there. So it doesn't really matter like how many.
Gangs of feral illegal men on quiet British villages.
Fucking hell, man. Yeah, feral. HMO owners who impose
gangs of feral illegal men.
Fucking amazing. He called them feral, like they're animals.
On quiet British villages will be prosecuted. Public officials who knowingly place dangerous and unvetted migrants near schools and...
Again, the reason why he has to say this, the reason why that's in there, is because there is an alarming amount of migrant hotels that are set up right next to schools. Why the fuck are they doing that?
Nurseries will be sent to prison. Homelessness legislation must also be amended so that illegal migrants are no longer recycled through local authority housing systems, but instead enter the immigration enforcement process.
Is that what he's going to call it? The immigration enforcement? The BIE, the British Immigration Enforcement? Like, because we actually don't know the name of the part of the government that's going to be responsible for this.
Enforcement process. We will not house illegal migrant tramps. We will deport them.
Remember, guys, he doesn't care.
It's really that simple. Healthcare would no longer operate as a loophole. So-called safe surgeries must end. Proof of lawful status must become a requirement for routine NHS access. Illegal migrants in hospitals will, as they should now be, reported to immigration enforcement. We are not evil. Emergency care will be provided, but they will be then deported as soon as it's medically safe to do so. Across government departments, Can
we just acknowledge this based chick in the background here? She's like nodding along with all of the fucking shit that he's saying here.
Departments will finally begin sharing data. The Home Office, HMRC, the NHS, local councils, the DWP, banks. Instead of operating in silos, government will work as one system to identify those with no legal right to remain.
Revoke the legal right to remain. Get rid of that too, man. Like, what the fuck?
Full power of the British state will be directed to implement this one policy, mass deportation. Financial enforcement would become another powerful tool. Banks would verify immigration status before accounts are opened. Existing accounts without lawful...
He's talking about debanking migrants now. Debanking them.
...status will be frozen or closed. The hostile environment measures will force out hundreds of thousands. A concurrent program of enforced deportations will be implemented alongside this to remove the rest.
Yeah, debanking of migrants and also the aggressive deportation policies that he just gave there, that's going to cause a civil war. That's going to make people go fucking insane. There is a very organized internal network of migrants that work with migrants like North Africans and Indians and all sorts of fuckers over in Europe to bring them over here. They send money from their phone warehouses, their phone selling stores, and they fund more migrants being sent over. There's a fucking network of these fuckers, and he's going after their money. It was exposed a couple of weeks ago, but I think a few months ago, actually, it was exposed that there's migrant-owned businesses in the UK that send money to the several encampments over in France, northern France, to fund more migrants to be sent over. And they make a lot of money doing it, and they get to deliberate on exactly how many come over and to do what and who's on that fucking boat. They make a lot of money doing it. They have a lot of power and influence over that. And this guy is about to completely destroy their money.
Restore Britain proposes a major expansion of immigration enforcement, recruiting thousands of additional officers.
Me!
Drawing on former police officers, military veterans, and experienced investigators. A specified recruitment campaign for military veterans will be implemented, drawing former soldiers into field enforcement roles.
Oh, former soldiers, I better get going. I better go through the military. I want to fucking be a part of this. Jake Monroe, the goth remigration officer. Fuck. You don't want me fucking rolling up.
Former soldiers into field enforcement roles. Detention capacity would be expanded dramatically.
Concentration camps. Love it.
Including the use of purpose-built detention facilities.
Yes! They're gonna be put on concentration camps. Let's go!
Capable of holding thousands awaiting removal.
Yes! It's exactly what I want it to look like.
Commercial airlines will continue to be used where appropriate. Dedicated charter flights would become routine. Military transport aircraft would also be available where...
Any plane we got. Any plane. Military planes, domestic airline planes, commercial airlines, they're going. We're using it, and they're going.
Operationally necessary. Time will not be wasted. Specialist detention facilities will be constructed near airfields to hasten the process.
They're going to be next to the airfield so that they can fly them out even more efficiently. Do you understand why I'm voting for this guy and why he needs to win and why they're going to kill him?
Britain will negotiate far stronger bilateral return agreements while working with allies to create a deportation NATO, a coalition of like-minded countries applying coordinated diplomatic and economic
That's Italy.
Pressure on governments that refuse to accept back their own citizens. Harmonized visa sanctions, coordinated suspension.
Oh, he means with the countries where they originate from? I thought he meant like a coalition with European countries to work together to create like a fucking remigration network. Italy would be on that shit immediately.
Of visa issuance, foreign aid suspension, targeted trade measures and tariffs.
Now, the reason why he's mentioning this is because there was a Pakistani migrant rapist. And we've been trying to send him back, but Pakistan keeps saying, no, we don't want him. Can you believe they're allowed to just say, we don't want the rapist back and we have to keep him? Can you believe that?
Remittance and dividend controls and taxation. Rapid Response Returns Task Force. Pakistan would be the first country to feel the full force of these measures.
Yeah, she knows it because Pakistan, like I just mentioned, is the biggest offender of this bullshit.
Sanctions from a single country are easier to absorb, but a unified bloc of economies and travel markets creates systematic and severe pressure. Coordinated restrictions would also close loopholes, whereby nationals bypass one state's measures by moving to another jurisdiction, all delivered alongside the credible and proven threat of action. Do it once hard enough, and it wouldn't be required again. We must also revoke all asylum grants.
Yes! Oh my god, the asylum system in the UK has been abused and used and abused again.
Awarded following illegal entry and retrospectively revoke protection so that those individuals are also removed.
Do you know that most of the migrants that seek asylum and don't get it, they stay here anyway? Whenever they come over and they seek asylum and their asylum gets rejected because they're actually just fucking criminals, they just stay here anyway.
If you arrive in Britain illegally on a small boat, you will be deported, regardless of what your current status may claim. People ask whether this is achievable. Restore Britain says yes, but only if government finally demonstrates the robust political will required. What about cost? Britain is already paying billions every year on accommodation.
And $250 million towards the Jews for some reason.
Billions on asylum. Billions on public services for illegal migrants. Billions supporting people who have no legal entitlement to remain here. In the short term, ending those long-term costs will offset the expenditure required to carry out removals.
Who is this motherfucker here stealing focus?
With estimated annual savings of more than £12 billion once the programme is complete. Put simply, mass deportation pays for itself.
Yeah, once you start getting rid of them, the country will alleviate a shit ton of revenue that we get to keep. It can be redispersed. It'll even be redistributed into these fucking concentration camps. We wouldn't need to come up with more money to pay for all this shit. By ripping out these parasites would alleviate money that we can then use to pay for the deportation. Like, we wouldn't need to increase. Isn't that crazy? By simply removing all of the benefits and the billions of pounds that is spent on these illegal migrants, we're then given... we get to recirculate the money to pay for all the deportations. Isn't that fucking incredible?
It's popular, it's cost-effective, and it's possible.
Yeah, it's incredibly fucking efficient.
I have just one question for my fellow MPs.
Why are you so retarded?
What are we all waiting for?
Yeah, it's pretty much what I said.
This is a costed, comprehensive, and legally sound plan that will, as those 720,772 British patriots demand,
Hell yeah.
remove the illegal migrant population. We have outlined
772,100,000. Like, that's 3 times more than there are Jews. And Jews have been able to get their way this entire time. That's 3 times more than there are Jews in the UK. 772,000. What was the exact number?
pays. This is a costed, comprehensive, and legally sound plan
Stop with the Jews. Shut up, idiot.
that will, as those
720,772. That's more than there's 3 times than there are Jews. That's 3 times more. And the Jews have gotten their way every single time they've asked for it.
720,772 British patriots demand, remove the illegal migrant population. We have outlined exactly what needs to happen in excruciating detail. It can be done, it must be done, it will be done. On your way out, please help yourselves to a mass deportation policy document. It makes glorious reading. Thank you.
No, thank you, Rupert. Thank you, man. What an absolute fucking legend. Holy